The French talent passport is not an artist visa. It's a whole framework of residence permits for highly qualified professionals, entrepreneurs, researchers, investors that can lead to French citizenship after 5 years of legal residence. In this video, we will look at what the talent passport residence permit is, who it is for and who it is not for, how it works in practice for non-EU nationals, and which real-life scenarios is open up for you. This video is for you if you have considered France as country for long-term relocation and work, if you have already heard the term talent passport, but you're not sure what is the difference between this one and the classic work visa, you want a clear road, residence permit, long-term status, citizenship. We will cover which categories fall under the talent passport framework, the basic requirements for salary, contracts, and business or investment, duration, rights, and the path to permanent residence or citizenship, how the system treats third country nationals in practice, and who this program is objectively not suitable for. Let me say upfront, this is not an elite visa only for geniuses. It's a very practical tool if you can document your qualifications, your contract, or your investments, but it's also crucial to position yourself in the right category. My name is Diana Sadykova. I am an international immigration lawyer and head of immigration department at Natlan. For more than 15 years, our company has been supporting clients on their journey to relocation, business immigration, and real estate investment in Europe. So, what is this French talent passport? The French talent passport residence permit is a multi-year residence card that can be issued for up to 4 years from the start, depending on the category, with the right to live and work in France, and then renew or move on to a long-term status and eventually citizenship. The main categories, which are defined by French immigration law, include highly qualified employees, including the EU Blue Card equivalent, researchers, lecturers, and other scientific and academic workers, entrepreneurs who create or develop a business in France, investors committing significant capital into the French economy, intra-company transferees in managerial or specialist positions, certain IT and other shortage occupations where income and qualifications thresholds are met. Unlike a classic one-year work permit, the talent passport offers a multi-year horizon from day one and simplified renewal, as long as the main ground, it could be employment, business, or investments, remains in place. So, who is the talent passport for? It's aimed at people who can demonstrate clear economic value for France. For example, an IT professional with 5 to 7 years of experience and an offer from a French company with a salary at or above the relevant threshold. Usually, it's 1.5 twice the average salary. It could be a researcher or lecturer with a signed agreement or grant from a French university or laboratory. It could be as well an entrepreneur who registers a company in France, presents a business plan with credible financials and job creation, and meets the minimum investment requirements. And an investor committing at least the legal minimum into the share capital of French company or through approved investment structures. What really matters here is that you have proven qualification, degrees, work experience, portfolio, track record, a contract or business plan with real economic logic, income, salary, or investment at or above the minimum level required. Now we will talk who is this program not for. The talent passport is not a universal solution and it's not suitable if you do not have a degree or professional experience that can be credibly documented and presented in a competitive CV or application file. You don't have a French employer contract or realistic business plan with clear investment and market logic. You plan to work only remotely for foreign clients and you're not ready to formalize a business structure in France, and your level of income is significantly below the threshold for your category. This strongly reduces the chances of approval. In these situations, applicants more often use other routes. It could be study, family reunification, classic work visas, or business schemes outside the talent passport, instead of trying to stretch their profile to fit this framework only on the paper. In the next part, we will look at what rights the talent passport gives you, how long it is valid, and what the path to citizenship looks like. For now, let me know in the comments, do you recognize yourself in the profiles for whom the talent passport is a good fit? Now we will talk what does the talent passport give you. According to official guidance, the talent passport is issued at multi-year residence permit, usually for up to 4 years, with some variation depending on the specific category and the length of your project or employment contract. For the holder, the card provides: first is the right to live and work in France in line with the activity declared. So it can be under employment contract, in your own business, under research agreement, and so on. Second, access to the French system of healthcare, education, banking, and the housing market. Third, the possibility to bring your family. So usually it's a spouse and dependent children under a facilitated family procedure with the spouse usually allowed to work. Now we will be talking about the path to long-term status and citizenship. French law builds the road to citizenship on the basis of lawful long-term residence. After 5 years of continuous legal residence in France, including time on a talent passport, you can normally qualify for a long-term status and apply for naturalization, provided you meet key conditions. Usually it's integration, French language at the required level, clean criminal record, and a consistent tax and social security history. In some specific cases, this period can be reduced, for example, for graduates of French higher education institutions, under certain conditions. But the standard reference point is 5 years of residence as a legal resident. So the talent passport doesn't really grant fast-track citizenship on its own, but it makes the first 4 years significantly more predictable. And an important additional point, French law allows multiple citizenship. Obtaining a French passport doesn't automatically require you to give up your original nationality, as long as your home country also permits multiple citizenship. So, to sum up, the French talent passport is a tool for those who are ready to demonstrate their value in categories that the French state understands well. So it's qualifications, employment, business, and investment. It gives you a multi-year residence permit instead of a chain of 1-year cards, a realistic road to French citizenship after 5 years of residence, the opportunity to bring your family and build your life in one of the key EU countries. But we have to admit, this is not a lottery ticket. It's a legal project where details matter. How your contract is drafted, what your income level is, how your business plan looks, where your funds come from, and how your file is presented. If you're seriously considering this road, it makes sense to go through your profile, its education, experience, income, family situation, in a consultation. So we can choose the specific talent passport subcategory that you truly qualify for, not just the one that sounds attractive. You will find the link to book a consultation in the description below this video.